All right, so now we're in the Hachaim. We're going to begin our Hachaim Pasuk Chav Ches. So the brothers grab Yosef, they throw him into a pit, they want to kill him. Reuven convinces the brothers not to kill him, and they didn't know what to do. Reuven's idea was he was going to circle back because he had to go back home. He would come back later, pull Yosef out of the pit and save him and keep him, until things quieted down a little bit. At the end, the brothers decide to sell him. Now, if you look at the Pasuk from Chav Dalet all the way to the end of Pasuk Chav Ches, it seems that they sold him to the Yishmaelim and to the Midyanim. Which one was it? Hachaim wants to know, right? It says that the Yishmaelim came, and then people from Midian came, and the Pasuk says they were merchants. Well, I have to know that they were merchants, they were businessmen. Then the Pasuk says that they were sold to the Yishmaelim. So the Hachaim says, I understand, either they were sold to the Yishmaelim, why talk about the Midyanim? And if they were sold to the Midyanim, why talking about the Arabs? It doesn't make sense. It seems like they were sold to both of them. But at the end, the Pasuk says they were only sold to the Arabs. And furthermore, Yosef, as they went toward Egypt, he was sold from one group to another group. That's what Hachaim is going to focus on now. Who were the Midyanim? What did they have to do with Mechiras Yosef? Tzorach Ladas, says Hachaim, Lama Hiskir Evras Anoshim Midyanim. Why did the Pasuk have to say that these businessmen from Midian passed by? What do we have to know that they passed by? I'm sure other people passed by. What's it important for us to know? The sale was only to the Yishmaelim, to the Arabs. Like it says in the next pasuk, Vayimkuru es Yosef la Yishmaelim. The brothers sold Yosef to the Yishmaelim. V'chein muchach mi'aksuvim lamala v'hinei orchas Yishmaelim. The pasuk in Chav Dalet and Chav Hei says that there's a group of Arabs lechuven nimkeren al Yishmaelim, and the pasuk says, let's come and sell them to the Yishmaelim. Imkain sipur vayaver anashim min yadim midyanim loy noida kavanos. I don't know what the Torah wants to teach us. That the people of Midian, these businessmen from Midian, passed by. What is the simple pshat? Besides, there's Kabbalistic reasons for this, and besides, we know that the Torah, every word in the Torah is their secrets. Before we get to that level, what's the simple pshat? The Torah is not just coming to tell us a historical detail of what happened. Then, if you look later on, it says that the Midyanim sold Yosef to Potiphar. So then, Imkein Mucha Kili Midyanim Mecharu. So Hachaim says then it makes sense that the brothers sold it to Midyanim. So which one is it? Because of Rishon Machish. But the pasuk that we mentioned before contradicts this. So basically, the Hachaim is saying, one pasuk tells me they sold it to Midyanim, and the other pasuk says that they sold it to the Yishmaelim. Which one is it? The Yosef Hurat Mitzrayim. Another Pella, says the Hachaim, that there's another pasuk says Vayikenehu Potiphar miyad ha'Yishmaelim, that Potiphar bought Yosef and Yishmaelim. So again, who sold Yosef to Potiphar? One pasuk says the Midyanim, the other pasuk says the Yishmaelim. Hachaim says the whole thing doesn't make any sense. Rabbi Amru, and Hachaim says that there's the famous midrashim that he was sold from group to group. However, says the Hachaim, the simple pashup shalom of the psukim don't really fit this narrative. And you'll understand, right, why this is so. It doesn't make sense that two psukim will say that he bought them from the Midyanim and he was sold by the Yishmaelim. Doesn't make sense. So therefore, the Hachaim, so the question makes sense? So just to review the question. Okay, so let's just review the question again. From the psukim over here and further on, it seems that there's a contradiction as to who the brothers sold Yosef to and who Potiphar, who ended up buying Yosef, purchased him from. One pasuk says the brothers sold Yosef to the Ishmaelim, and there's another pasuk that says that he sold him to the Midyanim. So which one is it? Then there's another psukim that says that Potiphar bought Yosef from the Ishmaelim, and there's another pasuk that says the Midyanim sold Yosef to Potiphar. So again, which one is it? Doesn't make sense. It can't be both of them bought them and both of them sold them at the same time. Correct? So the Hachaim says that the Chacham told us that Yosef was sold from group to group. But the Hachaim says the psukim don't really fit that pshat so well. So what's pashup pshat? The pasuk is teaching us that a group of Yishmaelim were coming. And it was Yehuda who said, let's sell them to the Yishmaelim. Because the Yishmaelim were not these expert, merchants that would handle, that would negotiate in every type of business deal. Only what they're busy with. What are they busy with? They were spice merchants. So some merchants will buy and sell anything. Other merchants sell specifically the items that they're expert in. These Yishmaelim, if you look at the pasuk, it says that they were spice merchants. Right? There was no way that they would buy Yosef because they weren't experts in buying slaves. That's why Hashem caused these Midyanim to come. They were people that were merchants, and they understood the value of anything. They were in the import and export business. They knew the prices of everything. The Hachaim teaches a very important concept, that the word soicher doesn't necessarily mean a person that does business, right? For example, there are many times you want to buy a building, right? So how do you evaluate it? You call down an appraiser, correct? An appraiser says, okay, based on my estimation and the market retail value, the banks will hire an appraiser to tell them what the building is really worth. An insurance company will hire an appraiser to say what the building is worth, right? Now the appraiser doesn't have money to buy and sell stuff. That's not his job. His job is to tell the bank, the insurance company, the buying group, what is this building really worth, correct? And that's lahavdil, what these Midyanim were. They were appraisers. They had the ability to appraise any type of merchant. And therefore, the guy who has the money will buy it, right? Many times, a person wants to buy a merchandise, so he wants to buy a building, right? And he wants to buy anything. He'll call an expert to come down with him to help him evaluate the deal, right? It's the same thing over here. We know that this is in all the great, right, places of business. People will buy experts, will bring experts with them, right? It's very common in the diamond business. It's very hard to appraise a diamond, right? You want to go buy diamonds, you're going to call an expert. Listen, I'm going to pay you for the day. I want you to come with me and tell me what this diamond is really worth, what that diamond is really worth, what this piece of jewelry is really worth. And through the Midyanim coming, the sale to Yosef was finalized. If they were not there, Yosef never would have been sold to the Yishmaelim, because the Yishmaelim would have no idea what to pay for him. So in actuality, even though they weren't the actual ones to buy it, they were the facilitators of the purchase. Therefore, the Midyanim made a deal with the Yishmaelim, says the Hachaim. Right? For example, you bring an appraiser. You tell the appraiser, listen, I can't pay you money. I'll give you a percentage of the profits. If you help me buy something cheap and sell it for more money, I'll lay out all the cash and you'll get a piece of the price, right? A piece of the profits. Because without you, I don't know what to buy. So here too, when Yosef was eventually sold to Potiphar, the Midyanim got a cut of the profit. So in actuality, they also were part of the sale. Right? Besides the fact that they had a piece of Yosef's profit, and they were experts in how to determine what Yosef should be sold for, right? So therefore they're considered part of the sale, and the Mela says, a beautiful thing that they were actually involved in the purchase and in the sale. Because basically, without the Midyanim, Yosef never would have been sold to the Yishmaelim, and they never would have been sold to Potiphar. So that's why the Torah counts as they were involved in the Mechiras Yosef as well.